what?
Just calling to see how you were doing in lockdown.
I have absolutely no memory of that. What happened to that?
We did a
It
little
might be canon, I don't
We did a
know.
little recording.
Oh, yes.
It's an audio thing.
Vague memory of that.
Yeah. Yes, it was the early days of lockdown when all sorts. We were all
A lot
mad.
has happened since then,
Yeah.
Laura.
But Neil wrote it. That makes it canon.
Yes, if Neil wrote it, then it's
I think it is. Yeah.
You know, I could hunker down at your place. Slither over and watch you eat cake.
That is definitely something that would have happened,
Yes.
There would have been banana bread coming out of every part of that bookshop. What TV shows do you think they would have binged during lockdown?
Tiger King, like everyone else? Probably. I'm back.
Aziraphale, I think, finds it very difficult, even though he's sort of got everything he wanted. I think he very much enjoyed having the company behind him, having that structure. I don't think he's not comfortable being out on his own, even though he now gets to do everything which he wanted to do, which is stay on Earth, be in his bookshop, have nice meals, go out to shows, and be around this one.
Although, and Crowley always claimed that he found working for Hell to be tedious and difficult and was doing everything he could to avoid it. And yet, now he's got this liberty. The first thing we see him doing in Series 2 is catching up with the old team on a park bench and figuring out what his replacement is doing and trying to get some intel on what's going on. So clearly it's not something they're able to leave behind as easily as they might have imagined they would. But and then, of course, very quickly they're plunged back into the middle of Heaven and Hell's political machinations straight away.
And Naked Jon Hamm.
That's very much.
That's right. Plunged very much into Naked Jon Hamm.
What's he doing here? I don't know. What's happened to him? I don't know. Ask him. I have. He doesn't know either.
Well, they've only got each other now because they don't have their respective head offices. They are so reliant on each other, and they are the only other person who can really understand what it is to have this existence. And really, they're sort of. I think they're quite content with that to an extent, and keeping their heads down is obviously the super objective, to just get by. So when everything unravels, it's far from ideal.
And of course, this third character comes along, Jim, Angel Gabriel, with no memory, and so inevitably they start to be like the parents to this errant, exasperating child who shows up. And so that kind of, the sense of them being in this sort of marriage is obviously made more extreme by the fact that they have to look after this strange child.
I think Aziraphale's rather good to Jim, isn't he? He's rather a good parent to Jim.
I don't. He gives him a cup of hot chocolate. That's about as good as he does. The rest of the time, he just sort of shouts at him.
Well, I mean, Crowley has no time for him at all.
No.
Crowley doesn't even believe a word that he's saying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're probably not ideal role models.
No.
But, they're all he's got.
I have 2 friends.
I am not your friend.
But of course, when he holds the key to the mystery, that's what's so enjoyable, isn't it? To see two well, they're not people, but two characters who are desperate to get something out of this other character and can't really unleash onto him because they have to get this, solve this mystery, which is such a great dynamic to play in the show. It was such fun to play those scenes, wasn't it?
Good news, Jim. Nobody's going to notice you.
I think he's gone to Earth.
Hello.
Good morning, officer.
Exactly. I'm a human police officer.
They're not even prepared to talk to anyone higher up, you know what I mean? So definitely, they're just, no, absolutely not. Which is what is fun about playing that.
It's that classic thing, isn't it, of when we first see you walk along the street and you're so proud and like, it's Nina and Maggie that make the comment about you, that's what's so sweet. It's like, just no idea what perception she's giving.
I'm a human police officer, though.
Very, very sweet.
I loved my Heaven costume. I thought it was just such a cute little really nod.
Cute.
It's just something so like regimented but like super
preppy.
cute. Yeah,
You,
so
wasn't it?
preppy and
Yeah.
like they walk in a straight line as well. There was one moment when we were filming and it was like I had to come into this office that has no walls, right? And it's just a desk. And I'm like walking. And then I turn like 90 degrees, walk. Turn and walk. And it was just so much fun. So much fun.
What I only recently learnt, which really excited me, is that the character was not written as a disabled character. They wanted a grumpy, I like to think of as sarcastic angel. And I'd worked with the director before, and he remembered me. So I was cast, really, for my sarcasm, which is an honour. But obviously, I'm a wheelchair user, a disabled woman. And so then Neil ran with that, and I had a call with him. And this is how it went. He went, right, so Liz, when you're in heaven, the chair will float. Okay. And then when you're in the real world, you'll be able to perform miracles to make inaccessible things accessible. Well, that I squealed. How can you not? I mean, that it says so much in such a tiny way, but a brilliantly imaginative and visual way that it was everything. It's why I took the role. Already on Twitter, there's been fans going, it's great that there's, a wheelchair user. I'm in the posters, I'm really prominent. We never see that, really don't. So I'm very, very proud of the production for doing that, and honoured to be the person that's in the chair, that's the disabled person. Yeah.
I think you should hear this.
I wrapped Bridgerton, and I got out of costume, hair and makeup, wig off, corset, everything, bye-bye, demure Lady Mary. And then within 12 hours, I had the teeth in, the hair, the flies, the scabby face. And it was like, whoa, okay, that's quite a, 180. I was shocked at how quickly it took me to look that bad. So quick. It was like, go. Oh, you're pretty much there. Go. I've done a bit of green screen and all that kind of stuff before, so I had every faith, and obviously I'd seen the show and I just knew. But yeah, I have to say I was kind of, knowing that I'm doing it, but it's actually going to be not me. It's going to be an effect. And there was a great moment where I just had to like drop my jaw and imagine just millions and millions of flies coming out of my mouth and then vomiting all over David Tennant, who was sitting next to me. And there was,
that sounds amazing.
And he, it was so fun, and it's just that thing of, it's not happening in the moment. So there I am kind of like literally just at him. He was very gracious about that.
I can't do this, I'm just so angry!
No, this is not happening. What's wrong? We're going to be in here for a while.
Even though these characters were named after us, they were not us, but he was trying to sort of draw a little bit on sort of what we are, but not what we are. So it was a sort of he was trying to explain the sort of line that he was walking.
I just said Neil Gaiman's had an idea, and he's a really clever man, and yes, please, that sounds great.
Just do it, and we'll turn up.
Yeah, because you utterly trust him, and you trust the story, and you trust the universe. Literally trust the universe.
Yeah, he clearly had a very distinctive idea, and so we weren't privy to that beforehand. We were in.
Yeah. We'd sort of become mates really after, because look, when you're going to be hairy satanic nuns, you're going to bond.
There's a pretty quick bonding, process. We bonded with all our sisters.
Yeah,
really.
We had such a great time. But we were mates by the time we had these Maggie and Nina other versions written. So that was handy.
Wasn't it?
It's nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, I like to think that she is somewhere in this world, living her life, doing who knows what, and being incredibly successful, I would hope. And then this person that I'm now playing is somewhat more troubled than Sister Mary Loquacious, because she seemed to know her purpose in life. She has sort of found her faith, even though it was a sort of questionable faith. Whereas Nina, I don't think she's swimming around. She doesn't really know what her belief is, what her system is. She's kind of a bit at sea in terms of her relationship. So it's nice to play a very, very different persona.
Oh, really? My bad.